Everybody, it's Rubel in the Woods, and today we're back out at the shelter. We're back in the wilderness. Got more people behind us making noise. This is a popular spot, like I said earlier, and we're back for Bushclass Day 6. And what we're going to be doing today is we're going to be doing two things. We're doing something that I kind of put off for a little while, and then we're doing an elective, but they go hand in hand. First thing we're going to be doing, 3 man-made Tinders. Today we're going to be igniting with a ferro rod, cotton balls with Vaseline, waxed jute twine, and lint. So you can use that in place of a match when you need to start a fire. The next thing we're going to do that's basically going to go hand in hand with that is we're going to make twig bundle fires, which is different from just twig fires in the manner that they're bundles of twigs that you can move, you can transport. You can have multiple layers of them, and they ignite really quickly and they burn really well. Let's get started with the... And guys, I don't know if you noticed, but I'm wearing a hat today. Normally I don't wear hats. I'm not a big hat dude. The most I've ever worn hats is when we wear covers at VMI. But recently, these hats, they're hiking club hats that were custom made for me and a couple friends who basically started, hiking club. It's a little just group of us that we hike and train and do some bushcraft together. And we decided to get hats. So this is just the hiking club logo. It's basically like the star of the area I'm at. Got some mountains, that stuff. But these finally came in yesterday, and I'm going to be rocking this thing. It's going to be glued to my noggin. Anyway, back to your regularly scheduled programming. So we're at our nice handy dandy bench that I put together, my bushcraft bench. Right here, my fire kit that I've had for a while. Comes with a lot of fat wood, which is also great for fires. But I've added onto it, multiple sets of MRE matches, just because these things work great and they're extremely compact. We've got a nice, beautiful bundle of dryer lint that we're going to use. It also came with an extra ferro rod and striker. I put cotton balls and Vaseline in there, and as you can see in here, we've got tons of fat wood materials. We've got fat wood wrapped with waxed jute, we've got fat wood shavings, and we've got just tons of fat wood sticks that we can make shavings with. We're going to be using the jute, the cotton balls, and the lint to make fires. But first, what we're going to do here is we're basically just going to practice igniting them and setting them up so we can actually use them as tinder. Today we're using the Lord & Field Frontiersman. I really enjoyed using this knife for the testing the other day, so I might even risk saying that this might replace my 119 as my Bushcraft fixed blade. So anyway, let's get started. Oh wow, that burns really well, geez. Like, that burns extremely well, but it burns extremely fast too. Like, that was very fast. You'd have to have some really good shavings for that to catch really quick before that extinguishes. So that's pretty cool. All right, so that's one of them. Let's move on to the cotton ball and Vaseline, which this one's easy. It's the same thing. You're just breaking apart all the little fibers and stuff to make it a nice little nest. And then you light it, and the petroleum gauze is there because it helps it just burn longer, kind of like a candle. So there we go. See, that burns real easy. It also burns really well too. It burns long enough that any wetness can be burnt away, and then the actual material can catch on fire. So here we go. We see that it's about to go out. About done. All right, next we're using the dryer lint, which this stuff is known for causing house fires if you aren't careful with it. So I imagine it'll burn pretty well when it takes a spark. So we got a little nest there. Let's see how it does. Yes, even with just a little bit of wind, the cotton ball over there kind of sparked a little bit. That can be risky if you're not careful. There we go. Look at that. That one's burning pretty quickly too. I imagine the lint can burn pretty dirty depending on what's in it. All right, so that was a pretty simple little test right there to just kind of see what's going to catch fire, how igniting things with a ferro rod. So basically what we're going to do next is using one of these methods, which I use cotton ball and Vaseline all the time, so I kind of want to use something different, like jute twine. I think I might use the jute twine. we're going to make a tinder bundle fire, which I have to gather just tons, or a twig bundle fire, a bunch of twigs, and make these bundles, tie them together, that type of stuff. And we have to set it up on a platform, and then it'll ignite from there and make an awesome little fire bundle. A pretty hefty amount of wood. Just took me maybe like 5 minutes to do it, but I got a pretty good amount of wood. So basically what we're doing with this, we have a system basically that makes it the twig bundle, that you have really small, easily flammable twigs on the bottom, and they're tied to a big bundle of larger twigs that you find on the ground that are dry, that need the smaller ones to catch fire. But basically you have your own system, so you don't have to like keep feeding things or messing with it. You have one bundle that'll catch fire itself, so you don't have to worry too much about it. Here, let's cut this out. I really like this Frontiersman. It's a really nice knife, and it's very weighty too. Like it feels really good in the hand to use. It's no slouch in terms of just the feel, and it performs really well too. I mean, you're looking at 1095 steel, so it's a good one. I'm really liking this knife. I wanted to try it out, and if I didn't like it, I would send it back, but I mean, I'm really liking it, so I think it's gonna stay with me. I think it might replace my 119 as my preferred Bushcraft fixed blade. But really, like, practicing with things like this, especially twig bundle fires or just twig fires, they've taught me a lot about how to build a fire and how to better maintain a fire. Get another thing of cordage. And I imagine this one might be a little harder to maintain just because there's so much wood in a compact like situation. But I think because we have so much small stuff going on the bottom, it should work out well, because I'm not really doing a lot of cuts. All right, guys, so this is our big old twig bundle. This small side is gonna go face down. What we're gonna have to do is we're going to make a base that the twig bundle on. All right, so we're gonna make a base for the twig bundle. So first we're gonna remove this grill that I have going on here, and its little support that I've put in the ground. We've got some stuff down in there, which is okay guacamole. I can actually use a stick to set up the base. There we go, that should be adequate. That should be good. Let's move this back a little bit. All right, so I've got this little ball of a jute here that should be ready to go. I've moved the bundle out of the way because that's one of the things that's great about the bundle, is you can just easily move it on and off depending what access you need to your fire. So we're gonna put that right there, and I hope that it works well. So let's there we go. Now let's let that catch. Yeah, look at that. See that? That was good. That was really good. Let's put this bad boy up here. All right, I believe that should start working. I'm gonna check it out from over here, see how it's doing. It looks like it's catching. That is so cool. I think that is an awesome way of starting a fire, because look at how easy that was. Literally just gather a bunch of sticks, put them together in a bundle, and then make some shavings and light just a flammable material, and look at that fire, man. That is crazy. All right, guys, look at this fire, dude. It is blazing. Like, it is massive, and it's burning extremely well. Like, that is probably the best fire I think I've ever built. Look at that. That's insane. I'd say you got to be careful with these because that's burning so well. It could catch other stuff on fire around it if you're not careful. I had to step back from it for a second because it's just so dang hot. Like, that thing is burning so hot. And since it's close to my bench, you definitely feel that. That's crazy. But that is an amazing fire. I think that is just insanely cool. All right, it's winding down a little bit. It burned really quickly, but now I've got a very consistent and small fire right here. So that's pretty awesome. So this has burnt down basically just to a pile of coals, but there is still so much heat radiating off of this that you could definitely use this for cooking. All right, guys, so that's basically it. We tested 3 different types of man-made tinder, and we made a twig bundle fire. So final conclusions, it's extremely easy to light all 3 of those man-made tinders. They're extremely easy to get, they're extremely easy to ignite, and they make great fire tinders. So the cotton ball with Vaseline, cotton ball, Vaseline or petroleum jelly, just swab the bottom through and boom, you've got a great, basically mini candle length tinder going on. Next, the dryer lint, get that out of your dryer. It doesn't burn too well, it depends on what the lint comes from in terms of like clothes. But it'll still burn in an emergency, which if you have good shavings, shouldn't be a problem at all. And then next, the jute cord or wax jute cord. Literally just get it from Walmart or something for $2 for like 700 yards or something crazy that I love, and that's why I get it. And fray it out, and you've got instant fire. It's wonderful. In terms of the twig bundle fire, that had the simplicity and just ease of creation that the twig fire has, but in a better fire. It burns hotter, it burns quickly, it burns really bright and well. It's extremely easy to ignite and just get started. Like, once you set it up, one strike of that ferro rod and you've got a blaze coming. It's awesome. It's extremely awesome. After all the editing, this should be a pretty short video. There's nothing crazy to it, but I appreciate you watching. I hope you have a wonderful day. Make sure you go outside, practice some bushcraft, get some skills, have a good time. Anyway, I'll see you later.